Ruby, Gladys. I'm not someone. Mitä ne meidän kudin tiaganne kasisi? Tänne, harkienet tänne. Harkienet ei manda määrieno. Olen hienoa manda. Padamu, enää kieltä. Itse vielä niitä. 8:24 taamu. Start video. Comedy. Kyllä näkään nyt seuraavan video tiedä. Leesine. Leesine. Vada amica. Eight 26 taamu. Ekai dekai tunai hatarai pahai haya. Vitara echara inni. Tunai dekai pahai haya. Vabbè. Bene. Mari, bene no? Video එක තියෙනවා. වීඩියෝ එක තියෙනවා. අපිව පේන්නේ නැහනේ හඳුරවන්න.
Gladys Donald ඇහෙනවද අපිව? Gladys Donald ඇහෙනවද අපිව? හරිනේ ලටමෝර.
නැත්නම් කතා කරන්නේ නැතේ. දයාලගෙන් අහන්න.
දාලා නැහැ. ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ. අන්සිල් ගන්න බක් කිව්වේ නැද්ද? තාම ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ. රූබින් නෝ. රූබි හතමාරනේ නේ. Camera photos. मैं पत्र Subha Udasanak Pewa Hamidanatama. Good morning, everyone. And today we are performing the Binara retreat, Sil retreat. Some of you are planning to observe 8 precepts, and some others are planning to observe 10 precepts. And we will continue the program with a little break during the lunch time. And we finish the whole program around 5 o'clock. And now Bhante Shanta has prepared the offerings to the Buddha. On behalf of all of you, we together, we make the offering, and please participate of offering of candles, incense, flowers, soft drinks and other things as the Buddha Puja in the morning, morning Buddha Puja. එහෙනම් හැම දිනෙකම අපිත් එක්ක සහභාගී වෙන්න බුද්ධ පූජාවට. ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විජ්ජාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්ම සාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විජ්ජාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්ම සාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති. साधु 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 अट सिल देला इलांट गाता के बुद्ध पूजा उठे उतरे जगह हर तामे हट करन मैं पत्र thought you on that. We made the offerings of flowers, candles, incense, and other articles to the Buddha on behalf of all of you who are participating. And now we observe 8 precepts first, and then there are some others who wish to observe 10 precepts. They can also observe 10 precepts until the evening. If you wish to continue until next morning, some of you do, I know, that is also acceptable, and that is a common practice in Sri Lanka and other countries to continue more than just one day of observance of 8 precepts or 10 precepts. හැමදෙනෙක්ම Ashtanga Sila Samadham Menda Namaskari Kyan. Everyone please recite Namo Tassa 3 times to observe 8 precepts. Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Ahang Bhante Ajjaimancha Divasang Uposatang Upavasami Attanga Samannagatang Silang Samadhiyami Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Adinnādāna Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Surameraya Majjapama Dattana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Natcha Gita Vadita Visukadasana Mala Gandha Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanattana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Uchchasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Tisaranena Sadding Attanga Samannagatang Silang Sadhukang Surakkitang Kattva Appamadena Sampadeta Sadhukan. Now let us begin with 8 precepts, and anybody wish to 10 precepts. Anybody wish to observe 10 precepts. This is the time. Please recite Namo Tassa 3 times to observe 10 precepts. Dasa sil samadang vende namaskari kiyanna. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Saranaгаmanang paripunnang Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvāda veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapama datthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Natcha gita vadita visuka dassana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Mala gandha vilepana dharana mandana vibhusanattana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Uchchasayana mahasayana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Jata rupa rajata patiggahana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Tisaranena sadding ghatha dasasilang dhammang sadhukang surakkhitam katva appamadena sampadetha. Sadhukana. That is the 8 precepts. Now all of you in very pure mind, after taking refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha, and observing 8 precepts and 10 precepts. You have elevated your mind to another level. With that higher level of mind, higher level of purity of your mind and your body, let us recite the gathas to make the offerings to the Buddha early in the morning. Buddhist life always begin with paying homage to the Buddha, paying reverence to the Buddha, paying our adorations to the Buddha. Therefore, on the full moon day, like this, or any other Buddhist ceremony, we begin with paying homage to the Buddha, making offerings to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha in the morning, day like day today, full moon day in the morning and afternoon and in the evening. Now let us participate in the morning Buddha Puja by reciting gathas to dedicate all the offerings to the Buddha. When you recite gathas, most of you basically know the meaning, although not 100%. When you recite Itipiso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho, you know that it is the 9 virtues of the Buddha. If you have studied Dhamma for a long time, you have a better understanding of these words. And then we recite gathas like Vandami Chetiyang Sabbang. We know that there are great collections of Buddha's relics in India and Sri Lanka and Burma and Thailand and many other places. When you recite the Vandami Chetiyang Sabbang, Sabbang means all, all stupas all over the world. Vandami, I pay my respect, I pay my homage. Daughter, when you are saying this, you should be thinking of Ruan Velisaya, and if you have been in India, you can remember Sanchi Stupa, you can remember Kusinara, Parinirvana Stupa, you can remember Dhammika Stupa. So every time when you say Vandami Chetyang Sabbang, if you know these places, it would be so wonderful if you picture those places in your mind. You pay your homage to these wonderful collections of relics in all different places. Mayanganang, Nagadipang, Kalyanang, Padalanchanang, Divaguhang, Digavapi. All these places are full of relics of the Buddha, and then we pay homage. Then Yasamule Nisinova, you know, you can picture that the Buddha Amduro is sitting under the Bodhi tree after enlightenment, after defeating all the Maras. He's still sitting under the Bodhi tree, and you bow to the Bodhi tree where the Buddha is sitting underneath in the root of the Bodhi tree. If you can imagine that picture, every time when you say Yasamule Nisinnoa, and ime ete mahabodhi lokanate na pujita. Then you can see immediately after he became enlightened, he sat under the Bodhi tree for 7 days, and then he walked forward. In the end of the 7th day, he walked forward and sat down in a certain distance where he can see the whole Bodhi tree from that spot. And he sat there, and Animisa Lochana Puja, which is looking at the Bodhi tree with great appreciation and um, great appreciation and gratitude, great gratitude for giving him the shade and shade under the Bodhi tree when he became enlightened. So he was, you can say, Ime ete maha bodhi lokanatena pujita ahampite namasami bodhi raja namatute. When you say that gatha, the Buddha has expressed his gratitude to the Bodhi tree 7 days straight, and I am also paying my homage, paying my respect to the same Bodhi tree. That picture you have to generate in your mind when you say Ime Ete Mahabodhi. If you have been in India, where the Sri Mahabodhi is located, about 15, 20 yards away from the Bodhi tree, there is a little stupa called Animitra Lochana Stupa. This is a little stupa right in front of the Bodhi tree where Buddha sat and looked at the Bodhi tree. So that little stupa is still there, and you can picture all those when you recite Ime ete Mahabodhi, Lokanatena Pujita. Lokanatha means the leader of the whole world, that is the Buddha. And then when you offer flowers, you can imagine, you can picture in your mind Buddha, the live Buddha is sitting in Jeta's Grove or Jetavana Vihara or some other place giving Dhamma talk or under the Bodhi tree, and you are carrying your flowers and you put those flowers in front of the Buddha uh, just like he is alive. And you imagine that, you picture that in your mind when you offer flowers or candles or incense or something. If you can really picture the unlimited, immense virtues of the Buddha in your mind, like after reciting Itipiso, you have all those virtues in your mind. And when you look at the Buddha, you don't see the body necessarily, but you should see in your mind the body of virtues. You are offering the new flowers, new candles, food, or whatever you have, to the body of virtues of the Buddha. Guna Sariret. Guna Sariret. E mal puja karno, e pahan puja karno, e gilam pasa puja karno, Buddha puja karno klahita gatam. Eing ලැබෙන්නා පින් දසදහස් ගුණයකින් වැඩි වෙනවා. Therefore, I suggest every time when you go to the temple, sometimes they have ceremonies and then they get together as a group and recite Itipiso and all the other gathas. And during this time, if you keep your eyes closed, picture all these wonderful meanings, just like Buddha Amduro is sitting under the Bodhi tree, accepting our veneration um, with kind thoughts and kind hearts and kind looks and all these things. If you can imagine, you can generate uh, thousands and thousands of more powerful merit or positive energy for yourself if you really put your mind to it. When you do an action, it is very important to put the mind 100%, and then your words also you use to complete the action, and then physically you really pick up the flowers and offer it to the Buddha with great veneration and with physical bow, and you kneel down and put your palms together and recite these gathas. That is kayena vacha chittena. Kayena vacha chittena means you involve in the offering with the body, you involve with the offering with the mind, you involve in the offering with words. Then it is a very clearly a complete action, performance of complete action. The result is 100 times, 1,000 times better than just reciting a gatha without thinking, without paying attention to the meeting. Just because you are sitting there, somebody put the flowers in your hand and you put it on the altar, just because it happened, that is not how you really get the 100% benefit of your action of offerings to the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. So this is a short instruction. May adhastika hondra hitte tiyagana. Then close your eyes and try to picture the infinite virtues of the Buddha when you say Itipiso Gata. You think of the infinite virtues of the Dhamma when you say Swakato, Supatipan and Supatipanno is a clear, very pointed explanation of the virtues of the Sangha. And whenever you have free time on a full moon day while you are taking a break, you can read about the meaning of Itipiso, Swakato, and Supatipanno, or you can learn it whenever you are free in your daily life. So this is how we improve our virtues. This is how we improve our positive energy, our merit. This is how we improve our understanding of Dhamma. So therefore now, හැමදෙනෙක්ම වැඳගෙන හොඳට හිත එකඟ කරගෙන අපි අර මුලින් කියපු විදිහට, as I just told you, close your eyes and focus on the meanings of what you say, and Shanta Amdro will guide you with බුද්ධ පූජාව. අපි හැමදෙනෙක්ම එකට බුද්ධ පූජා කරමු.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විජ්ජාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති ස්වාක්ඛාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සන්දිට්ඨිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහි පස්සිකෝ ඕපනයිකෝ පච්චත්තං වේදිතබ්බෝ විඤ්ඤෝහිති සුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතු ශාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතු ශාවක සංඝෝ ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතු ශාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨ පුරිස පුග්ගලා ඒස භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේයෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක්ඛෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති වන්දාමි චේතියං සබ්බං සබ්බඨානි සුපතිට්ඨිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා යස්ස මූලේ නිසින්නෝව සබ්බාරි විජයන්නකා පත්තෝ සබ්බඤ්ඤතං සත්තා වන්දේතං බෝධිපාදපං ඉමේ ඒතේ මහා බෝධි ලෝකනාතේන පූජිතා අහම්පිතේ නමස්සාමි බෝධිරාජා නමස්තුතේ ඝනසාරප්පදිත්තේන දීපේන තමදංසිනා තිලෝකදීපං සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනුදං සුගන්ධිකාය වදනං අනන්ත ගුණගන්ධිනා සුගන්ධිනාහංගන්ධේන පූජයාමි තථාගතං වන්නගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් පූජයාමි මුනින්දස්ස සිරිපාද සරෝරුහේ පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ච හෝතු මොක්ඛං පුප්පං මිලායාති යථායි ධම්මේ කායෝ තථායාති විනාශ භාවං අදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ පානියං පරිකම්පිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්නාතු මුත්තම අදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්නාතු මුත්තම කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමේ බන්තේ බුරි පඤ්ඤ තථාගත ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිබ්බානපත්තියා ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝහෝතු යාව නිබ්බානපත්තියා ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝහෝතු යාව නිබ්බානපත්තියා
කරණීය මත්ත කුසලේන
කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තං පදං අபிසමෙච්ච සක්කෝ උජුච සුජුච සුවචෝ චස්ස මුදු අනතිමානී සන්තුස්සකෝච සුබරෝච අප්පකිච්චෝච සල්ලව්කවුත්ති සන්තෙන්ද්‍රියෝච නිපකෝච අප්පගබ්බෝ කුලේසු අනනුගෙද්දෝ නචකොද්දං සමාචරේ කිංචියේන විඤ්ඤෝ පරේ උපවදෙය්‍යොං සුඛිනෝ වාකේමිනෝ හොන්තෝ සබ්බේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතත්තා යේකේචිපාන භූතත්ති තසාවතාවරාවා අනවසේසා දීගාවායේ මහන්තාවා මජ්ජිමාරස්සකානුකතුලා දිට්ඨාවායේව අද්දිට්ඨා යේච දුරේ වසන්ති අවිදුරේ භූතාවා සම්භවේසීවා සබ්බේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතත්තා නපරෝ පරං නිකුම්බේත නාති මඤ්ඤේත කත්තචිනං කංචි ව්‍යාරෝසනා පටිග සංඥා නාඤ්ඤමඤ්ඤස්ස දුක්ඛමිච්ඡය මාතා යතානියං පුත්තං ආයුසා ඒක පුත්ත මනුරක්කේ එවම්පි සබ්බ භූතේසු
මාන සංභාවයේ
අපරිමානං මෙත්තංච සබ්බ ලෝකස්මින් මාන සම්භාවයේ අපරිමානං උද්දං අදෝච තිරියංච අසම්බාධං අවේරං අසපත්තං තිත්තං චරං නිසින්නෝවා සයනෝවා යාව තස්ස විගත මිද්දෝ ඒතං සතින් අදිත්තේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉදමාහෝ දිත්තෙන්ච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දස්සනේන සම්පන්නෝ කාමේසු විනය්‍යගේධං නහි ජාතු ගබ්බසෙය්‍යං පුනරේතිතේ ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සොත්තිතේ හෝතු සබ්බදා ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන Suttite hotu sabbada Etena sacca vajjena Suttite hotu sabbada Bhavatu sabba mangalang Rakkantu sabba devata Sabba buddhanubhavena Sada sutti bhavantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalang Rakkantu sabba devata Sabba dhammanubhavena Sada sutti bhavantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalang Rakkantu sabba devata Sabba sanganubhavena Sada sutti bhavantu te Nakkatta yakabhutanam Papaggaha nivarana Parittassanubhavena Hantu te sangupaddave Sabbe buddha balam patta Paccekananca balang Arhantananca tejena Rakkang bandami sabbaso.
Sadhu, 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 sadhu. It is very nice that we got to recite Metta Sutta also. Reciting Metta Sutta is not only reciting another paritta, but it is also a practice of metta. So practice of metta always make our life much easier and better quality-wise. And so we should be very happy that we are participating in this retreat. Today, we continue. Make it's in now. Today we have a full day program. After this around 9:30, we will have a short Dharma talk, and then we have a short break, and then we can practice a little meditation around 10:45 to 11:15, very short time. Not enough, but that is how much time we have. And then we make offering the Buddha Puja hour, and then the dana for monks, and all of you will be having lunch also around noon or little before noon. And then 1:15, Venerable Shanta will give a Dhamma talk in Sinhala, and there's a break. And then we have a Dhamma discussion at 2:30, and then we have meditation again, and at 3:15 to 3:45, and then we have a break again. And then the third Buddha Puja hour at 4 o'clock, and then 4:30, we recite the Bojjhanga Sutta to bring safety and security and good health for all of us and our family members in Sri Lanka and other places. And that is the idea of recitation of the Bojjhanga Suttas today. And this will be a whole day program. And today, this ceremony is sponsored by Kamini and Asoka Bandaranayaka, together with Chinta and Niromi and the family members, Kamini's children and Chinta's children and Niromi's children. And all of you know that Dr. Ron Vijayavanta and Auntie Sita Vijayavanta passed away not too long ago. And around this time is the memorial annual anniversary is coming. And so the family members, children of Uncle Ron and Uncle Sita, Auntie Sita, uh, has decided to sponsor this complete ceremony today to generate merit uh, for themselves first and to transfer to Auntie Sita and Dr. Vijayavanta, Ron Vijayavanta. We call him Uncle Ron. And so we are very happy that they were able to participate in this ceremony. Last month, um, Nikini full moon day, we had little problem with our internet connection, and we were not able to uh, properly mention the sponsors of last Poya day, and that was me, Giao, me and Mr. Mi Nguyen and Giao, Mrs. Giao Nguyen, that's a husband and wife, together with Gao's mom, Tuong Ang Nguyen, three of them got together and sponsored the Nikini Full Moon Day to transfer merit to some important people who passed away around last month, especially Giao's mother passed away in France, um, August last month, when we were doing the Nikini Poya ceremony last month. She passed away, and it was very important for me and Giao and the family members to transfer merit to her mother, who passed away in France around the same time of August. And then Giao's brother, who was a doctor, very young doctor, practicing in France in the hospital, he came back home for lunch, and all of a sudden, maybe he was in his 40s or something, and all of a sudden he passed away unexpectedly. Dr. Antran Nguyen, um, and we have been transferring merit to these two people often in the last 2 years, 3 years. And then Mi's father passed away before they became involved in Buddhist activities, I think, and therefore they were not very closely introduced to Buddhism, uh, just like Giao's mother, who passed away in France, Mrs. Antran Nguyen, uh, had very little knowledge of Dhamma, and therefore the family members are very keen about making sure that these family members be born in a Buddhist family in the future lives. At least they learn about Dhamma that way. So anyway, so these are the sponsors for this ceremony today, and the last full moon ceremony that we had retreat in the Nikini Poya day. And the reason for us to remind this is for them to pay extra attention to the activities so they can generate a lot of merit because they have a goal in their mind, these family members. And this will remind you others also that, oh, I also have my father passed away, my mother passed away, my uncle passed away. So this is a great opportunity. If I follow the Sila precepts well, if I listen to the Dhamma, if I try to participate in these meritorious deeds properly, I also can transfer merit to my family members to make sure wherever they may be born at this time, that they are happy. So we can do it because according to the Buddha, the mind is the most powerful mechanism in the whole universe. Mind can create anything, including the Buddhahood, attainment of full enlightenment, attainment of the supreme enlightenment is also possible when the mind is prepared properly. So therefore, when the mind is prepared properly, it is so easy for us to transfer merit to our family members who passed away without uh, any difficulty. The other thing that we have to remember is that if we follow the Dhamma, if we refine our mind, we can plan our future lives. Where do I want to be born? In Sri Lanka or in some other place? Do I want to be a heavenly being, Devata or something? Do I want to be a Brahma? Do I want to be born in hell? No. So we can plan because we know about the mind, and when you prepare the mind, we can focus our mind to the place where we want to be born in after our death. That is also a very important thing, that the Bodhisattva, we have heard so many times that Bodhisattva has been a monkey, Bodhisattva has been a deer, Bodhisattva has been a snake, bird, and all these things. Why someone like the Bodhisattva who is preparing himself to be the fully enlightened one, born in this uh, apparently poor type of lives, like a dog or something? Because great beings like that, they plan their lives. Okay, where I'm going to be born in the next life? Where can I practice my dana? Where can I practice my my wisdom? Where can I practice my virya, effort in the next life? Then he think, if I be born as a dog, a lot of dogs are being abused by people in the country. If I be born as a dog and become a leader or the part of the dogs group, I can work for the freedom of dogs. So he decided to become a dog. And when the dogs are being abused by people, this dog makes sure people love dogs and never hurt dogs by acting correctly and properly and behaving wisely. So the whole attitude of people regarding dogs could be changed by one dog. So that is why Bodhisattva will be born in, Bodhisattva will decide to be born in different lives, even though from our point of view, they are not the greatest type of birth. Being born as a snake is not the greatest birth, but Buddha, Bodhisattva has a purpose when he decide where is he going to be born in the next life, in the future life. So um, uh, we can also do the same thing. If we focus our mind properly, and since we know the Dharma, which is the teachings of the Buddha, means how life works, we know how life works, we can prepare our life in order to go reborn in heaven or reborn in Brahma realm or reborn as an animal or reborn as a human being or reborn as a human being in the Buddhist family or Buddhist country. You can plan all these things. So it is very important that we think about these things. Our parents, like Uncle Ron, had a lot of knowledge about the Dhamma, and some wise people like that uh, can pre-plan their birth. They pre-plan their death. They pre-plan their birth. So we should be like that, because we should not be born in some place randomly, because it could be so dangerous for our whole samsara. Because if we are practicing in this life to eliminate our suffering and improve our wisdom and compassion, if we be born in the wrong place, it could deviate our whole plan and may take us to a complete dark area of the samsara. So that is not what should happen to us. So therefore, it is very wise as Buddhists, we pre-plan where we want to be born. Some people always wish to be reborn in heaven, but it may not be the best place, because you may not be able to practice Dhamma when there's too much uh, excitement, too much materialism. In the heaven, all what you have is food and music and things that please your eyes and things that please your ear, please your skin, and all these sensual things that is in the heaven could distract you from your practice. So therefore, heaven may not be the best place. Even if you are born as Brahma, you might stuck there for millions of kalpas, and sometimes a Buddha like Maitreya Buddha may come to this world, and you are stuck in a Brahma realm, don't know how to pay attention to what is happening around the world, because you are so focused, your mind is so calm in the Brahma realm, and you miss the Maitreya Buddha, who would be coming in maybe several thousand years to this human world. So if he was in Brahma world, it is very easy for him to miss the opportunity. So then Brahma world is also may not be the safest, because the lifespan in Brahma world is so long, which is very peaceful, of course. It is very serene life in the Brahma world, not like heavenly world. You are too excited about material things. But Brahma world is so peaceful, but it's still not be the safest place to be reborn. So I'm talking about these people that we are transferring merit. When we are transferring merit to others, while we are doing it, we should know how to plan our next life. Even our family members uh, transfer merit, share merit with us or not, we should be 100% safe wherever we are born, 100% prosperous where we are born, and that is the thing that we should plan. So doing sponsoring these kind of activities is also a part of our planning. Participating in observance of precept, සිල් ගන්න එක, භාවනා කරන එක, the meditation, all these should be part of our planning. We can plan, we can have a plan and observe and follow precepts. We may not have a plan and still follow precept, may not be the best. But if you have a goal set up and towards that goal, if you observe precepts, towards that goal we meditate, towards that goal we practice dana, that is the best. So you have to have a plan as a Buddhist. Bodhisattva started his plan of becoming the Buddha Sara Asankhya Kalpa Laksha. It's hard to even translate into English. 4 uncountable million kalpas. One kalpa is several million years. So millions of those millions years is the time that he had four of those millions. It's the one that Buddha had to go through the samsara this long to perfect himself to be the Buddha, but he started planning so many millions and millions and billions of years ago. And so he followed the plan. He gathered all the qualifications to be the Buddha. Every little life that he was born, he was generating necessary tools to be the Buddha in many kalpas, years, lives from that time. So we should also know that in our case, it's not that difficult like for the Buddha, because Buddha was trying to be fully enlightened all by himself, and he has to do a lot of research all by himself. But in our case, we didn't have to go through that much trouble, because Dharma is available for us, which is taught by the Buddha. That is why he wanted to be the Buddha, to make samsara easier for us, to stopping the samsara easier for us, becoming enlightened is easier for us. So he worked so hard and started teaching, and we are so lucky that the Buddha's teaching is still available for us. We are so lucky that we can hear the Dhamma and practice the Dhamma without going through trial and error phase. If you go through trial and error phase to get the job done, it may take much longer. But in our case, we don't have to go through trial and error. Buddha has laid down complete process, and all what we have to do is to wisely, consciously, knowingly follow the process. While following the process, we can see for ourselves that we are following the right path, because we feel the we can see the result for ourselves while we are practicing. So that is the best part of the Buddha's teaching. We are not blind at all. We are very aware, and with total understanding, we follow. And when you follow, we get the benefit to the proportion of how much we follow. So therefore, we are not blindly following the path of the Buddha. So this is the idea, one idea that you have to remember. Now it's the time to have the Dharma talk. Everyone please put your palms together. I have been talking Dhamma, but this is the continuation of Dhamma talk. Please put your palms together. Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajase Sunantu Saggamukhadang Dhammasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Dhammasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Dhamma savana kalo ayang bhadanta. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Pandanang chapalang chittang durakhang dunnivarayang ujung karoti medhavi usukaro tejananti. That gatha I just recited is found in the Dhammapada. If you don't have a Dhammapada in your house, if you don't have one, you should find one, because there are hundreds and hundreds of different Dhammapada versions in English only, published by different authors. There are some Dhammapada in Sinhalese, if you are reading good at reading Sinhala. Also, many different editions or many different publications of Dhammapada is there, because compared to some other people who follow religion, they constantly refer to their religious text. But in our case, Buddhism has never been a religion. Therefore, our Buddhists don't have a Bible or Quran or something like that. We have thousands of collections of the teachings of the Buddha, but we never carry it around, and we never had the habit of referring to it often, unless we have some reason to learn something or research on some subject. But it is also good for us to have those Dhamma texts, Majjhima Nikaya, Digha Nikaya, Sangyutta Nikaya, Anguttara Nikaya, the vast collections of books, maybe 10, 15,000, 10, 15 times, maybe 20, 30 times bigger than some other religious texts like Bible or Quran. So it is very difficult for us to carry it around, but we should have the access to it now, or even on the internet. We can go to these sutras and read for ourselves, because reading Dhamma is a very essential part of our training, because we know better, we learn better how our life works. So if we know how our life works, then we can follow those techniques that found in the sutras, and that make our lives easier. Today, uh, Dhammapada. Dhammapada is a little book you can carry around. My friend, who's an American old lady, has the Dhammapada, the little version, pocket edition, in her handbag all the time. And she's a good Buddhist. She's now in her 90s. And wherever she go to have a cup of tea with her friends or something, um, walk, go to meet her at a restaurant or something, she always have the Dhammapada in her pocket. And then, these ladies always complain about their husband, their children, their other daily problems they have. And my friend uh, quickly pull out the Dhammapada and say, you know what, this is what the Buddha said about what you are saying now. So he refers to some gatha and explain it in English. It's translated into English. And so this is a very important tool for counseling someone, helping someone, if you know Dhammapada. In our case, in the Sri Lankan monks, uh, especially Thailand too, also I'm sure, in our case, we have to memorize Dhammapada. 423 verses, just like I said. Mano pubbangama dhamma, mano setta mano maya, manasache paduttena, basati va karoti va, tato nang sukhamang, dukkhamang veti, chakkang va vahato padang. It's a one gatha. And then there are 423 gathas like that. And most of the monks in Sri Lanka memorized the whole text, all 400, those days. Nowadays, I'm not sure. When I was growing, my skill was not the memorizing of the full Dhammapada. I was only able to memorize half of the Dhammapada. But my junior monk, even Bhante Shanta, I think, can memorize the whole Dhammapada in his heart. So anyway, so it's very important to have these so many important facts about human condition, human lives, or samsara, our being here. So I suggest every one of you should have a copy of a good translation of Dhammapada at your home, and especially uh, read few gathas, one or two gathas every week or so. You read and try to remember the meaning and walk around and think about the meaning of what you heard. Simple things that you already know. Nahi vere na verani sammanti da kudachanam. Avere na cha sammanti esadammu sanantano. Very simple, no? You can never overcome hatred by hatred. Nahi vere na verani. Kudachana, never in this world. By hating the person who hates you, you cannot win the battle. Averena cha sammanti. When you have no hatred for the person who is hating you, is the only way to appease the hatred And then if someone is hating you, it is like a thorn stuck in your skin. Very, very troublesome. You don't want anybody hate you. Uh, why don't you want to have a thorn stuck in your feet or in your body somewhere? You don't need. It's very painful and always bothering you. So wise people will pull out salla. Salla means the ulla, the knife-like things. So you take it out and heal that area. So this is the good thing, Dhammapada, you always remember. Esa Dhammo Sanantano, Nahi Verena Verani, Sammanti the Kudajanang, Averena cha Sammanti, Esa Dhammo Sanantano. This is an eternal law. That means this has been proven 1,000 times, and you can test it and see if the hatred can overcome hatred or non-hatred can overcome hatred. You try it. And the Sanantano means completely proved and eternal proved law. Dhammo is translated as law, law of gravity, like that. Huh? So it's hard to, it's never changed. So that is in the Dhammapada. And all of you know. And so it is good to memorize some of the suttas, some of the gathas if you can. So at least you have to have Dhammapada at your home, and once in a while you can explain it to your children or your friends. That way you learn more. So when you try to explain one point to someone else, you become better at it, and it is going to be a part of your life, which is very important. No? Okay, Dhammapada is one of the smallest texts compared to Diga Nikaya, which is a big text, Majjhima Nikaya, which is also a very big text, many suttas, collection of many suttas, and Anguttara Nikaya has so many suttas, thousands of them, and Sangyutta Nikaya is also same, and the Khuddaka Nikaya means collection of 15 little books, 15 little books, and Dhammapada is one of the 15 books in the Khuddaka Nikaya. Nikaya means basket, means collection of books. So that is where it comes from. Okay. Now we have been talking since the beginning of this retreat, since the time you observe 5 precepts, since the time we recite gathas, we were saying how important it is to prepare your mind, to bring you peace of mind, bring you true happiness. Happiness, why do I say true happiness? When you are excited, having a nice piece of cake or nice meal, that is excitement. So, but normally we say, oh, I'm very happy because I have a very nice meal. No, I was very excited. But happiness is totally different from excitement. So the happiness is a result of properly taking care of our mind. So when you say I am a Buddhist, I am learning Buddhism, that means you are learning about mind, you are trying to refine mind. I am practicing Buddhism means I am working on straightening up my mind. The gatha that I mentioned is the straightening up, is the word that they use. Usukaro, tejana. Okay, anyway. So then what is the gatha I mentioned? Pandanang, Chapalang, Chittang. Normally we use the word, translate the word chitta as mind in our culture. Every time when you, even in Sri Lanka, chitta is a part of Sinhalese language. Sita, chitta, sita means mind. Okay, pandanang, chapalang, chittang. Pandanang means constantly vibrating like the, the little fish taken out of the water. You can see that its heart is beating, beating, beating. That is pandana. Spandana, hridaya spandana, heartbeat, boom, 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 boom. And then when it is faster, it is extremely, when you are excited about something, when you are scared of something, so your heart beats much faster. Pandana, spandana. Chapalang, never stay in one focus, one object. Chapala means always run here and there. Always you say something to your mother or your brother or your father, and few days later you change your mind. Or even you say it and few minutes later you change your mind. That's the nature of the mind. You didn't change the mind changed. Okay? Chapala means constantly change. Pandanang chapala. Chittang is talking about the mind. Durakkang. Durakkang, rakha means to protect. I cannot protect my mind. My mind goes anywhere when the mind wants. We are talking, Buddha is talking about the untrained mind. So 99.9% of the people in this world are untrained, people with untrained mind. So their minds are constantly changing. You just say now and you change it to something else in a few minutes. Durakka, very hard to protect from getting into trouble, getting going in the wrong direction, going in different direction. Hard to protect. Durakka. Du means difficult. Rakha means protect. Protecting your mind is not that easy. Because of that reason, people like us called Putujjana, you know the word Putujjana. Putujjana means common people like us, meaning who are not well trained in their mind, whose mind is not well trained, is called Putajjana. Most of us are Putajjanas. Who are the non-Putajjanas? Are the enlightened ones who had been working so hard on refining the mind, and now they have attained enlightenment, and that person is not a Putajjana. But all of us are Putajjanas, Putujjana, in other words, common people, average people, untrained people, unrefined people. Now, Arya is the opposite of Putajjana. Well refined, cultured people. Arya means cultured, right? Remember Aryans? So the cultured people, cultured mind, all enlightened minds are cultured mind. All of us who are not enlightened are Putujanas. Even if you keep refining it and we just neglect our mind at some point, it is very easy for this mind to be totally corrupt. After all the training, you can lose all the refinement just by negligence, neglecting the mind. So the mind is something that you have to be alert about all the time until you attain a certain level. What is that certain level is called in Buddhism? That certain level is called Sotapanna. If you attain the level of refinement of a Sotapanna, then you don't fall back. You don't get corrupt after that easily. When you shoot a rocket to the orbit, the rocket will go up, 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 and then it goes beyond the gravity of this earth. It will never fall back to our earth. But if this rocket loses the power before it enter the, I don't know if the right word is orbit, past the level of gravity of earth, if it not pass, it has to come back. So the Sotapanna means you refine yourself to the point where you will never return. It's called point of non-return. Non-retrogressive is another word, state of mind. So that Sotapanna's mind does not get further corrupt. You know, even in game shows, you can see that if you win a certain amount of, or if you answer certain amount of questions, all the money that you win after that question, you can keep. But if you lose before that number of questions, you lose all the money you accumulated. I have seen it on TV. This is an example. Huh? So you can remember, our mind is so easy to get corrupt, even if you refine it for some times. If I refine it in this life to very good state of mind, not the perfect like Sotapanna, I can reborn somewhere, probably in the human life, and happen to have some bad people who has no refinement. So you can easily pick up many bad habits from those new friends in the new life. So all the work that you have been doing in this world go to waste. So that is how bad this samsara is. In other words, while you are in Sri Lanka or Vietnam or some other Asian country, you have been very good, very practicing dana, practicing sila, practicing calmness of the mind. And now you happen to be in the United States or someplace, and too many things to do, too many activities to deal with in life, and you could lose your focus and kindness and compassion and all the good things that you have been developing. You could lose just by moving into a wrong area of the country or wrong area of the world, something like that. You could easily lose all the good things that you accumulated in the previous place. So therefore, we have to be very mindful when you pick a place that you are going to be after this. Patirupa desa vasocha. Patirupa desa vasocha means to pick a right place to live. Because if you don't pick the right place to live, things could be very difficult for you in the new place, and your mind can easily get defiled or corrupt, you can say, because the area that you are living in, environment that you are living in, is not the most conducive to practice Dhamma or keep or maintain your good qualities. So you could easily lose those things. So this is about the mind I'm talking about. No? Your mind can easily get corrupt if you don't take care of it very closely. Rakhang, durakhang, difficult to protect, difficult to take care of. Durakhang. Dunnivarayam. Do it's again difficult. Nivarayam means block it from defiling it. In Buddhism, you have heard the word ignorance. Very important word in Buddhism. The Buddhist word for ignorance is avidya. Avidya means not having scientific knowledge. Actually, this means if you have the scientific knowledge, you can protect your mind. You have the technical knowledge. But if you don't have the technical knowledge, you leave your mind open. That means when you have open means open lid. When the mind has an open lid, anything from any direction can come and go into your mind. See, just like if you put a big barrel outside in the yard and the barrel doesn't have a lid. So many things come into the barrel. Dust will come, and the leaves that drop from trees will come, and the water that from the rain comes, and then the animals drop, the birds drop, come in. Anything can come into the open barrel container outside on the field. If our mind is not protected, nivar, if we don't have the good protection, anything can come from any direction. In our case, we watch TV, we talk to our friends, we read books, and we read magazines, and we news. And with the open lid mind, we keep participating in what is happening around us. All the junk can go into the mind and settle. And if remember that barrel outside in the yard, the water can be very dirty, even the rainwater, because so many other things fell into the same barrel, and you cannot put a cup there and drink that water because it's too dirty. Our mind become like that because we neglect no var, no protection, no blocking, right? So durakhang dunnivarya. This is about the same gatha that we are talking about, okay? So I tell you the gatha again. Pandanang chapalang chittang. Pandana means constantly up and down, up and down, up and down, moving. Just like when you go to the hospital, you see that monitor. So it's going up and up and down, up and down. If you are normal, healthy person, your heartbeat is very nice and simple and peaceful. But if you're sick, if your blood pressure is so high, boom, 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 it's good, not good. So that is how our mind is. Huh? Pandanang, Chapalang, Chittang. Chitta means mind. Durakang, hard to protect, where it goes, where it runs. Dunnivarayang is open lid. Anything can go into your mind and corrupt it and defile it. So just like the water in the barrel after sitting there outside in the yard for several months or years. But in our case, we live 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. How long have been living? So in my case, over 70 years, open lid, constantly anything fall into my mind and my mind get totally corrupt and dirty. So this is so. And with that dirty mind, if you think, is all dirty. If the dirty mind, that's the first gatha in the Dhammapada, this saying we are explaining. If the dirty mind, we say something, it's dirty. If the dirty mind, we do something, it is dirty. If we think something, it is dirty. That's us. Because we have neglect our mind without close lid. Close lid. Now you would say, what is this lid that you are talking about? Buddha has explained very clearly. You need the lid to protect your barrel, your mind, with so many uh, information collected inside. What is the lid? Sati te sang nivarana. See, dun nivarana kyanne? Difficult to close the lid. Nivaraya. Sati te sang nivarana. Sati means mindfulness. If you have the mindfulness, you have the blockade. Whatever the arrows come into your system, it hit the block, shield, and drop. So if you are mindful, that is another tool of the mind that we have not developed enough. If the lid is not proper, as a solid lid, it will penetrate. Things that come and penetrate the lid and go into the mind. So this is how our mind works. See? But we can refine, we can enhance, we can strengthen our mindfulness by practicing. Mindfulness is, when it comes to the mind, it is a program. Just like other program, what do you call this app? Another app. It is in the mind. This program, this app has to be properly cultivated. That means no holes when you put the lid down there. There's no holes here and there. So the things can penetrate still, even after you put the lid, things can penetrate if this lid is not very properly closing the barrel, which is the mind in this case. Yatha agarang suchannang vutti samati vijjati. When the roof is not very well thatched, meaning well covered, Vutti means when the rain comes, all the dirty water come into the house. Why? The roof is not well, what is the word? Uh, well established, well installed. So if the holes in the roof here and there, when the rain comes, the rainwater drops into the house. Just like that. Buddhi samat evang abhavitan chittang. Abha evang. Just like that. Abhavitang chittang. Abhavita means uncultivated. Chittang, mind. Abhavitan chittang. Buddhi samati vijjati. Rainwater come through. Right? Buddhi means rain. Okay. Now we are talking about the lid, because we are talking about the word nivare. Pandanang chapalan chittan durakkang dunnivarayang. Hard to put a lid on this thing, because this lid called mindfulness is something that we have to cultivate, something that we have to develop, something that we have to perfect. If that is not perfect, even we can make a lid, maybe if it's not perfect, it's not good. So in our case, we don't even make the lid. We don't even know the possibility of developing a lid. Only Buddhists learn about mindfulness. Samma ditti, samma sankappa, samma vacha, samma kammanta, samma ajiva, samma vayama, samma sati, samma sati, samma samadhi. So 8 tools that we need to protect our mind, 8 tools to improve our mind, cultivate our mind, make our mind efficient. These are the 8 tools. One of those 8 tools is sati. For whom? Someone who knows Dharma. If you don't know Dharma, if you never had heard the Buddha's teaching, you have no idea that in our mind there is a little, very little program, very little app that you can work on, that you can make it efficient, and then that app will protect you, your mind, from penetrating so many negative and positive and all the other stuff that coming into your mind from all directions. All directions. What are the all directions? Some information, data come through your eye to your mind. Some information come through your ear. Some information come through your nose. Some information come through your tongue and skin. And most importantly, mind itself, mana, not the chitta, mind, brain. Brain constantly create ideas by looking at things, by hearing something, you make up things. We always make up things. Somebody says something very nice to me, and I listen to what my friend said, and I think maybe he insulted me. But actually, my friend meant to congratulate me or praise me. But in my mind, I'm thinking, my friend insulted me. Then I would say, oh, you are insulting me. No, Bante, I was not insulting you. I was actually saying something nice about you. No. I think you insulted me. You are then I come up with all these bad words about this person. So this is how we create so many negative things in our mind based on what we get through our other sources like ear and eye and nose and all that things. So our mind, meaning mana, not the chitta is a different word. No? In Buddhism, when we talk about mind, we have so many different words. This word chitta, I translate, many people in the world translate chitta as the sitta. Sitta means mind. But in my case, I translate chitta as emotions. Our emotion, our package of emotion is constantly going up and down, up and down, up and down. Pandana, chapala, change the emotion, one emotion, now next moment another emotion. Durakang, hard to control my emotion. If I want to cry, it's very difficult for me to cry. Stop crying. If I get angry, it's very difficult for me to stop being angry. So this is emotion. If I fall in love and fall in lust or something, very difficult to stop my mind from falling in lust, falling in love, uh, things like that. So there I'm talking only about negative emotions. In this case, hate, anger is a negative emotion. Love and lust is a negative emotion. Stupidity is a negative emotion. Cruelty is another negative emotion, and being jealous is another negative emotion. All these are negative emotions, but there are positive emotions also, but they are still emotions. Even the positive emotions are emotions. So they are constantly going up and down. So, pandana. Now we talk enough about the four words. Pandanang, constantly vibrating, constantly going like this. Chapalang, constantly changing. Chittan. Durakang, very difficult to control, very difficult to protect. Dunnivarayan, hard to, very difficult to have a lid or protect. Ujung karoti medhavi. Medhavi means wise people. Who are the wise people? Those who know how life works. Those are the wise people. If this person knows how chemistry works, he's an intelligent person in the field of chemistry, knowledgeable person. Physics is the same thing. But if you know about life, how life works, how to prepare our life to make us happy or unhappy, that is called wisdom. So, wise person. So, what is the knowledge of how life works is called Dhamma. If this person knows Dhamma, it's not like knowing chemistry or physics or any other subject. Knowing life is having wisdom. Knowing Dhamma is having wisdom. When you are listening to Dhamma, we always say Dhamma talk, right? Dhamma talk means explanation of how life works. One of the major part of our life is mind. And the other small part is the body. Body seems to be big compared to the brain, which is not the mind. The mind is much more powerful, much more bigger, much more active. than the body, much more controlling, right? So the body is a small part of us. Mind is a very big part of us. Even the car has seats and body and the doors and the windows, but engine is the one that is doing the whole job, running taking you from place to place. And if the engine goes wrong, what is the point of having seats? What is the point of having doors and windows of the car? So this is why Buddha emphasized the health of the mind, but he did not ignore the body, because he knew body works with mind, mind works with body, but mind can even heal the body, dominate the body, make the body sick. The mind can do it. So therefore, we spend as Buddhists more time on learning the mind. So learning the mind is also another way to say learning Dhamma. So Buddhists are the people who learn Dhamma. In the world, there's no other religious or cultural or educational system that talk about mind like the Buddhists would learn. So the Dhamma is found only in Buddhism. So if you are born in a Buddhist country, you get exposed to Dhamma. Even if you like it or not, you get exposed to Dhamma just because you are born in a Buddhist place or Buddhist family. But most of the time, if you have so many other influences, even if you are born in a Buddhist country, Buddhist family, you may not get it. That is why some of our people, if the mother is Buddhist but the father is some other religion, so they tend to, some of them tend to learn Dhamma, some of them tend to hate Dhamma in the same family. So that is because of the conditions of the person. So it's very, we can call it unfortunate, but exposing to Dhamma doesn't matter if you are a Westerner, if you are a Middle Eastern person, if you are a Easterner, and doesn't matter what cultural background you have, what religious background you have, what economic background you have. If you are getting exposed to Dhamma, then you are becoming a wise person. So there can be wise people in America, there can be wise people in England, there can be wise people in India, there can be wise people in Sri Lanka and Thailand or Burma. But even in Thailand or Burma or Sri Lanka, there can be many unwise people. That means they are not exposed to Dhamma. That's simple. So, okay. Ujung karoti medavi, this mind that is so, um, what is a good word? So corrupt. So, so unrefined. Anyway, so these words are okay, but I'm trying to find the word straighten up. So ujung karoti means straighten up. Medavi, the wise people, straighten up that water that is defiled after sitting outside in the yard for months and months. If you can filter all the dirt and dust, even the smallest dust you can remove from that water, that's pure water. If you can remove even the smallest particle of dust. So ujung karoti, this word means straighten up. Medavi, usukaro tejanang, that's an example that Buddha gave here for the mind. Mind can penetrate through anything if the mind is sharp. And if the mind is not wobbly, go straight. What does the thing that goes straight? The arrow. Arrow, when you shoot the arrow, it goes straight to the place you want to go. So, but if the arrow is not straight, it won't go just like that. It it could be wobbly. So, Medavi, wise person, straighten up the mind, just like the archer, the arrow maker, perfectly straighten up the arrow, then the arrow cuts through the air and goes straight to the point where you want to go. So anyway, so that is the idea of being wise. Being wise. If you are wise, then your mind, you refine your mind. If your mind is refined, if your mind is working perfectly, if your mind is pure, if your mind is clear, that means you have wisdom. How do you have wisdom? Because you listen to Dhamma, you learn the Dhamma, you put it into action. That is called practice. Huh? You learn the Dhamma, you know that it is giving, practice of giving is very amazing for the mind. You can straighten up your greed by practicing dana. So you practice dana. So very slight change of your mind take place by practicing dana. Then you follow precepts, you observe precepts and follow it. That's called sila. And precepts are not sila. Precepts are called sikkapada. You take the sikkapada and follow it, and then your mind become pure. That pure mind is called sila. So free from hatred and anger and all that. Huh? When you practice sila, your mind become very nice, compassionate and caring. And then those who practice calmness of the mind, we call it meditation. But when you say meditation, it sounds like a religious thing or like a spiritual thing. So we call it practicing the calmness of the mind. So when you practice the calmness of the mind, your mind become more efficient and clear and pure and beautiful and simple. So what are the three things? Dana, Sila, Bhavana. So I only said three words, but it's much, much more complicated than this because you have to learn so much and you have to practice so much when you practice these three things. Ujung karoti, you straighten up. The wise person straighten up the mind so it's very sharp and go to exactly where you want to go. Remember we mentioned earlier that even after life, we want to plan to go to someplace. If you are sharp, if your mind is good, if you are wise, if you have trained your mind, boom, you can go to the target. You can send the arrow to the exact spot you want the mind to be. So that is what Usukaro Tejana. This is Dhammapada has many chapters. One chapter is called, the second or third chapter is called chapter of the mind. That is what this is the first verse of the chapter of the mind. But whole chapter is about mind. So please read it and get an idea. So this is the end of the Dhamma talk, and all the people who have been sponsoring in the past Poya Day and this Poya Day. All of you should be so happy for being able to make sure that not only you, but some other people who are participating in this program also get to hear some Dhamma and improve their wisdom and improve their clarity of the mind, improve their peace of mind, improve their happiness as opposed to excitement. So this is the message, Dhamma message for today. Now Dhamma talk is over. And I don't know if you need a break. Now 10:30 is break. 10:45 we meet again. And so if you want to take a break, please take a break for 6-7 minutes, and we come back and practice little meditation. And 11:45, 11:15, we will have the Buddha Puja, and after the Buddha Puja, we end this morning session, and then we start again at 1:15 with Bhante Shanta's Dhamma talk. If anyone does not understand Sinhalese, you can read the book or something, and come back again for the Dhamma discussion at 2:30. But meanwhile, we are doing a meditation at this time in few minutes. Thank you very much, and let us complete the Dhamma talk. Palamugoto Ashtanga Sile by observing 8 precepts earlier in the morning and making offerings to the Buddha, by listening to the Dhamma talk and by sharing the Dhamma talk with others, all of you generated so much merit for yourself. May all this merit be helpful to our deceased family members and relatives and friends. Wherever may they be born, may they be happy and joyful. Not only that, may they always be able to increase their understanding of Dhamma, and finally, may they all attain Nibbana. With these thoughts in your mind, please say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Also, by the power of all the merit that we generated, may we always be born in places where we can learn more and more Dhamma and practice more and more Dharma, and as a result, we can attain at least Sotapannahood, where the guarantee is there for us to go upward further and become free, ultimately becoming an Arahant and becoming enlightened. So with these thoughts in your mind, please say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And Dharma Desana Avasanai. At the end of the Dhamma talk, we get together in few minutes. Okay, thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We'll come back to the program. Now we have 30 minutes of practicing of calmness. Calmness is samadhi. When you heard the Eightfold Path, we mentioned Samma Sati, and the last one after the Samma Sati is Samma Samadhi. Samma Samadhi means wholesome calmness of the mind. In the Dhamma talk, we mentioned the word Pandana, like moving up and down, like the heart when it has a lot of high blood pressure. We mentioned about the fish out of the water. So when we bring that mind to a state of peace, not beating up, beating like heartbeat, beating so fast, and running from one to the other. Running from one to the other means our mind always take an object. It's a sound object. It could be a audio visual object. It could be a tangible object. Whatever the type of object, our mind always run from one object to the other so rapidly. So meditation means the exercising the mind to stay in one object for a longer time instead of running from one object to the other every millisecond. Our goal is to keep the mind calm and peaceful when it is not running from one place to the other. Now, for a few minutes, we pick our tip of the nose where we want to rest our mind. And when we keep our mind at the tip of the nose, we also see the breath going in and coming out. Now lightly close our eyes and keep our back straight. Wherever you are sitting on a chair, on a cushion, whatever the place you are sitting, please keep the back straight and try to gather your mind towards the tip of the nose. And keep watching the breath going in and going out. Now we are training our mind to stay at one place, holding on to one object. In this case, the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Air is going in, air is coming out. Meditation of breathing in and breathing out. Anapanasati meditation. Mindfulness of breathing in and breathing out. It is common if your mind runs from one object to the other while you are trying to stay focused on your breath. So it is okay. You don't have to be disappointed, but you keep trying to stay or keep your mind on one selected object, in this case, the breath itself. If your mind runs to another object other than the breath itself, bring it back to your breath and train your mind to stay on the same object longer time. Now let us change our mind to focus on a sound object. You create a sound with 100% attention to the sound that you create yourself. This sound also has a meaning. The meaning is, may I be free from anger. But you are creating a sound and you are listening to the sound, but also pay attention to the meaning of the sound unconsciously. But main idea is to listen to the sound only. We practice to stay on one object, the object of sound. Ahang avero homi. 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 We don't pay attention to the meaning, but we pay attention to the sound. The sound that we create by ourselves is the object of our meditation. To calm the mind, to focus the mind, we need the object of mind. And this sound is the object of mind at this time. Ahang avero homi. 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 Now we have been focusing on the sound, but we change it to a vipassana type of meditation. When you pay attention to the whole process of generating the sound, that is a vipassana meditation. We turn our mind around and look at our own body that come together to create the sound. Ahang avero homi is a sound, but when we create the sound, we use the diaphragm, we use lungs, we use lips, so all these things happen when you and I create this sound, Ahang avero homi. Now we pay attention to the process, which is not just a meditation of object, it is the meditation of learning to see the process of creating the sound. Our diaphragm, our lung, our tongue, our lips, all come together to create the sound. Several things happen at the same time, but you try to focus your mind on one object, one selected object. Aham averohomi. Aham averohomi. Aham averohomi. Aham averohomi. Aham averohomi. Aham averohomi. So many parts of the body come together in a certain way. That certain way of coming together create the sound ahang avero homi. If we don't pay attention to the parts of the body, that we don't know how the body is creating this sound exactly the way it should be. Ahang avero homi. 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 Now we saw the whole process of the body, whole parts of the body that get together to create this exact sound we wanted to create. Now we do the same one, paying attention to the meaning and the meaning only. Meaning is, may I be free from anger. I will be free from anger. I am free from anger. I have no anger anymore. I don't get angry anymore. All these meanings are in these few words. While we are reciting, we pay the attention to the meaning. Homi means become. I will become a person with no anger. Aham averohomi. 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 Okay, then we spend about 15 minutes for 30 minutes for meditation. Now, as a result, our mind is much calmer. We participated in 3 different exercises. Okay, now the time is 11:15, time for us to make the Buddha Puja hour. And today's sponsor happened to be here. Not as a big group, but a few people to serve the Buddha Puja hour and make offerings to the Sangha. And now we all together participate in the offering of Buddha Puja together, and we recite gathas together also. And after that, the monks will go to have lunch, and you can also partake your lunch. And 1:15, we get together again for Bhante Shanta's Dhamma talk. Thank you very much, and that's the end of the meditation morning program. So we will have some meditation in the evening also. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Iti bhagava arhang samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Sapta Deva Manusana Buddho Bhagavati Iti Piso Bhagava Arham Samma Sambuddho Vijjacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusana Buddho Bhagavati Iti Piso Bhagava Arham Samma Sambuddho Vijjacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu. You think of Grandpa and
Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manussanam Buddho Bhagavati Iti Piso Bhagava Arham Samma Sambuddho Vijjacharana Sampanno
Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa
Sarati Satta Deva Manussanam Buddho Bhagavati Iti Piso Bhagava Arham Samma Sambuddho Vijjacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manussanam Buddho Bhagavati.
Cushion?
Huh?
Oh, kaitan ini. Masih kan namaskar kan?
Tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranam gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Tutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddham saranam gacchami.
Tutiyampi dhammang saranam gacchami.
Tutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami.
Tutiyampi sanghang saranam gacchami.
Tutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranam gacchami.
Tutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranam gacchami.
Tutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranam gacchami.
Tutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Dinadana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Dinadana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Kamesu michchācara veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Kamesmiccācara veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Musāvāda veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Musāvāda veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Suramēraya madhyapamā datthāna veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Suramere majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Today, the Alexandra should be very happy, very, very happy for being able to come to the temple with your family. On this day that we think of your grandfather and grandmother, and we are generating a lot of positive energy for ourselves. That is the calmness and the happiness that we generate in our mind called positive energy. And then in the end, what we want to do is to share that positive energy, that calmness and the happiness and joy with our grandparents, especially Sita and Uncle Ron has been part of the temple for a long time. They have a lot of peace of mind and a lot of happiness for themselves. But as the children, Kamini and Chinta also not here, but we think that she's also participating here. And Niromi should be very happy for being able to perform this ceremony in memory of your parents. But parents, if they can watch you, will be more happy uh, for you than receiving some merit from you. But by seeing that you are generating merit for yourself, just like they did when they were alive. When they were alive, they were constantly generating positive energy for themselves. And then doing that, they elevate their quality of life to the very high level. And as parents, they want all of you, their children and their grandchildren, like Natasha, etc. You can tell your sister about what you did today on this day, that you came to the temple with your aunties and uncles and mommy and all that. And we did a special ceremony for your dad and your grandfather and also your dad. Yes, of course. Get opportunity for you to transfer merit to your dad also, Rabba, with a lot of love and affection. But before that, we want to generate more calmness and more peace in our mind. And so we recite these gathas thinking that all the beautiful flowers that we prepared, all the candles that we prepared, all the food that we prepared with a lot of love and a lot of effort, we are dedicating to the infinite virtues of the Buddha. By doing so, we generate so much merit for ourselves, because There is no one compared to the virtues of the Buddha that you can offer something to generate a lot of merit. So today you got that opportunity by coming to the temple, by being born in a Buddhist family. You are very lucky to make offerings to the Buddha, but many other millions of people in this world who were not exposed to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha cannot do whatever you are doing today. So Kamini should be very happy for being able to uh, get the leading role of this part, this ceremony, getting Nirvami involved and getting Natasha involved, and uh, Ashoka is always a part of it. All your children are scattered in different places. We are doing this on behalf of all of them, uh, the other children and Chinta and everyone. So with these thoughts in our mind, let us recite the Gathas to dedicate what we offer to the Buddha. Ipiso
Bhagava Arhang Samma Sambuddho Vijjacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati Satta Deva Manussanam Buddho Bhagavati Sakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditthiko Akaliko Ehipassiko Opanayiko Paccattam Veditabbo Vinyohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ujjupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Samici Patipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidan Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Puggala Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakhineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyakhetang Lokassati Vandami Chetiyang Sabbang Sabbetani Supatititang Saririka Dhatu Mahabodhing Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada Yasya mule nisinnobe sabbari vijayannaka Vatto sabbanyutang satta vande tang bodhipadapang Ime ete mahabodhi lokanatena pujita Aham Vite Namassami Bodhiraja Namastute Ganasarappaditena Dipena Tamadang Sina Tilokadipang Sambuddhang Pujayami Tamunudang Sugandikaya Vadanang Ananta Gunagandina Sugandina Hangandena Pujayami Tathagatam Vannaganda Gunopetang Etang Kusuma Santating Pujayami Munindassa Siripada Saroruhe Pujemi Buddhang Kusumena Nena පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ච හෝතු මොක්ඛං uppang milayati yatai dhamme kayo tatayati vinasa bhavang adivasetuno bhante paniyang parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigannātu muttama adivasetuno bhante vipāna paccayang imang anukampang upadaya patigannātu muttama adivasetuno bhante bhojanang parikappitang anukampang upadaya patigannātu muttama kayena vācā cittena pamadena maya katang acchayang kamame bhante buddhipanna tathagata.
Today, since this morning we have been performing this SIL retreat, precept retreat, together with the Dhamma talks and other things, and later on meditation also. And you have been sponsoring this program as a family, Kamini, Asoka, and Niru, and Chinta, and children and grandchildren are directly participating uh, in order to transfer merit to Uncle Ron and Sita. But just by accidentally, I just mentioned Raba's name because Alexandra is here. And Alexandra, this is a very, very important moment for you to transfer merit to your father. In case if he's born in a place where he doesn't have a lot of good friends and a lot of happiness and a lot of material things for himself, sometimes it happens. But we can make sure immediately he gain all the wonderful things for himself by transferring merit after doing something like this by ourselves. So we have been performing this beautiful ceremony of offering to the Buddha first, and later on you will be offering to the Sangha. There are only 2 monks here, but you are not only offering this food to the 2 monks, but the infinite number of monks from the past, present, and the future who are enlightened beings. They are the one that is in your focus. So we make offerings to Sangha, and doing so we generate more merit also. And today we are very fortunate to have so much positive energy for ourselves, and this positive energy is going to help us to be comfortable and happy and joyful, not only this life in the future, but also many lives in the future. And Alexandra should be very happy in a time like this when the school is just starting. You need to be happy and peaceful and joyful, and you are able to come and generate a lot of happiness and peace for yourself. And this will help you to get good grades and be successful with your studies. And the other family members should be very happy for being able to bring her to the temple to join with you to transfer merit to uncle and auntie. But also, in this case, we should definitely think of Natasha's father, Naomi's former husband, our good friend Rabba, wherever may they be born, uncle, auntie, and Rabba, may they be born at this time. Also, let us think of Asoka's some family members like brothers passed away, and we can think of them also. And may all of those family members who are no longer with us be able to receive the positive energy that we are sharing with them. By receiving, may they be able to increase their quality of life, increase their material things that is available for them to live comfortably, and may they finally attain ultimate peace of mind, which is Nibbana. With these thoughts in our mind, please put your palms together and recite Idam Me Jnati Nam.
Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo.
Also, let us share the merit with all the angels and others, powerful beings around us who are protecting us, who are protecting our children, supporting their education. May all those celestial beings, all those angels, also be able to receive the merit that we are sharing with them. In return, may they bring additional protection to our children, Natasha, Alexandra, Ashok, and all the other family members also. And may they also receive a lot of support from all the devas and a lot of guidance from all the devas, and may they be happy. And all the devas also finally, by receiving our merit, may they be joyful, and may they be able to increase their divine powers, and finally, may they attain ultimate peace. With these thoughts in our mind, please recite the Gatha, Ittavata Jamya.
Ittavata cammi sambataṃ puñña sampadaṃ sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cammi sambataṃ puñña sampadaṃ sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cammi sambataṃ puñña sampadaṃ sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya.
Now, Natasha, you can make any wish that you have in your mind, so that wish will become true regarding your education and other things. And besides all the personal wishes, the most important wish that we should have in our lives is to be able to have nice people, good people, wise people as our family and friends. And you know that Niromi and Kamini and Chinta and all these people were so fortunate to be born to the family of Vijayavantas, and they were so wonderful people. As a result, your life became so peaceful and joyful. And therefore, even in the future, wherever we go, wherever we are going to be born, even in the future, if you are going to a school or something, even that school, we should have to have good people to associate, good friends to be around. So let us make the aspiration wherever we go, wherever we are going to be born, may we have wonderful family members and wonderful friends to associate, and may we always be able to stay away from unfortunate, unwise people who would bring misery, discomfort, and frustration to our lives. So they are there, and we don't have to be connected with them, and so we don't get disturbed in our lives. So with these thoughts in our mind, let us recite the Gatha Imina Punya Kammena.
Imina puñña kammena mame bala samagamo sataṃ samagamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiya. Imina puñña kammena mame bala samagamo සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිබ්බානපත්තියා ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිබ්බානපත්තියා
drama ඔය ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක ස්පොන්සර් කිරීමෙන් ඒ වගේම පන්සල් සමාදන් වීමෙන් දානීය සකස් කරන ලැබී අග්‍රභාගයේ බුද්ධ පූජා කරවීමෙන් ආර්යෝ මහා සංඝරත්නයට දානය පිළිගැන්වීමෙන් ඒ වගේම විශේෂයෙන් පිරිකරක් පූජා කිරීමෙන් ඒ වගේම අම්මලට තාත්තලට පින් දීමෙන් යනාදී හැම ආකාරයකින් සිද්ධ කරගත්තා වූ සීලම පින්වල බලයෙන් අපටත් මේ සංසාරයේ කිසිම අඩුපාඩුවක් නැතුව ජීවත් වන හැම ආත්මයකම හොඳ තැන්වල පමණක් උපදින්න ලැබී ආහාර පාන ඉඳුම් මිටුම් මැදුම් පැළඳුම් ආදීන් අගයයක් නැතුව සෞභාග්‍ය සම්පන්නව ඉපදින්න ලැබී හැකිතාක් ඉක්මනින් මේ භයානක වූ සංසාරයෙන් ගොඩ ඒම සඳහා අපි මේ අද දවසේ රැස් කරගත්තා වූ සියලුම පිනුත් අපි හැම දෙනාටම උපකාර වේවා කියලා හිතාගෙන සාදු Alexandra, the best thing is transferring merit to your dad for you from your side. They should be happy they could transfer merit to their parents. But
You got opportunity to.
Eromitra Thonde, me Rabama Takkar Pegone?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I get now. ඒක මේ ඇක්සිඩන්ට් එකක්.
ඒක නිකම්ම කියුණා නේද හම්බුනා.
father your father කියලා කියුණා.
Wonderful. හම්බුනාගේ යාළුවනේ.
ඔව් ඒක තමයි.
ඔව් බර්ත්ඩේ එකේ
එනවනේ මම.
තේජාන් නායිකයා ඉන්නවනේ.
දැන් හොඳයි අපි මොනවද නම් ඕගොල්ලෝ යන්නේ. බෝ බිස්කිට් දාන්නේ හොඳට තියෙනවා. ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ දාන්නේ. You know, Niromi, when uncle and auntie prepare dana,
Yeah.
we prepare huge portions
Yeah.
for today, tomorrow, and day after.
Oh.
So you can put it in the
That's
fridge and have
Oh.
serve ourselves. Because he knows that.
It has to be a regular.
Hold on. Nice to see you, huh? Like the corner.
Huh?
Like the corner.
Mommy.
Kamala has a credit.
Oh.
So if she wins, nice.
If she wins, it'll be good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope she will.
Yeah.
Win. I'm not right there last week.
Hmm. Oh.
We Trump was right there. Ah.
Oh, I was not. No, no.
Look at it.